What if everything you thought you knew about female sexuality was only half the truth? Mature women carry secrets, deep, powerful truths about desire, connection, and pleasure that most men never learn. Today, we're peeling back the curtain. Stay till the end, and you might never look at intimacy the same way again. Subscribe for real truths about love, desire, and aging beautifully. Number 1. Desire doesn't just fade. One of the biggest myths about mature women is that their desire disappears with age. That couldn't be further from the truth. In reality, for many women, desire doesn't vanish, it transforms. While it may look different from the high-speed passion of youth, mature women often feel a deeper, more grounded form of sexual energy. They've shed the need to impress or conform and are finally able to enjoy intimacy on their own terms. After years of experience, they know what they like and what they don't. They're no longer guessing or pretending. This self-awareness brings confidence, and confidence is one of the most attractive traits a woman can possess. Many men are surprised to discover that their mature partners are more sexually curious and emotionally open than ever before. Yes, there may be physical changes, hormones shift, sensitivity can vary. But those aren't barriers, they're invitations to connect differently. For women, intimacy becomes more emotional, more sensory, and more fulfilling. It's less about performance and more about presence. And because mature women have let go of shame, they're often more willing to explore what brings them pleasure. The key? Don't assume she's lost interest. Instead, recognize that her desire is still very much alive, just tuned to a deeper frequency. When you respond to her with respect, patience, and genuine interest, she will meet you with surprising passion. Her fire hasn't faded, it's just waiting to be understood. Number 2. Confidence fuels her passion. There's something uniquely magnetic about a confident, mature woman. She no longer questions her worth based on how she looks, how others perceive her, or whether she fits into society's narrow definitions of beauty. That internal shift, from seeking approval to owning her value, ignites a fire in her sexuality that many men don't expect. Confidence is her fuel, and it makes her passion deeper, bolder, and more real. In her younger years, she may have been too caught up in insecurities, worried about her body, her performance, or whether she was good enough. But now, she knows who she is. She's experienced enough to understand her desires, and mature enough to speak them aloud. She doesn't need permission to feel sexy, she chooses it. That kind of self-possession is incredibly attractive. When a woman is grounded in herself, she invites a different kind of intimacy, one that's less about proving something and more about sharing something real. And when she feels emotionally and physically safe, her confidence becomes contagious. Many men find that mature women are surprisingly adventurous in bed, not because they're wild, but because they're no longer afraid to express themselves. They're done faking it. They want authenticity, connection, and experiences that match their emotional depth. The beauty of confidence is that it frees her to truly enjoy intimacy, without guilt or second-guessing. She knows what turns her on, and she's willing to guide her partner. She also recognizes and appreciates a man who listens and responds, not with ego, but with presence. So if you think passion belongs only to the young, think again. A confident, mature woman doesn't just enjoy intimacy, she embraces it, owns it, and thrives in it. And if you're lucky enough to earn her trust, she'll show you how powerful that passion can be. Number 3. Slow is her superpower. In a culture that glorifies speed and instant gratification, mature women offer something profoundly different: slowness. And not because they have to go slow, but because they choose to. With age comes the understanding that true intimacy isn't about racing toward a finish line. It's about savoring each step of the journey. For a mature woman, every touch, glance, and breath can carry meaning. That's why slowness isn't a weakness, it's her secret strength. Younger lovers may focus on performance, driven by urgency and expectation. But a mature woman has no interest in checking boxes or impressing anyone. Her priority is connection. She wants to feel seen, touched, and understood. The slower the pace, the deeper the connection. Her rhythm invites presence, not distraction, not performance, but full emotional and physical attention. Slowness also honors her body. As women age, their physical response can change, arousal may take more time. But it becomes richer, more emotionally charged. When given space, her body awakens with greater sensitivity. A gentle touch can light her up. Eye contact, deep breathing, and emotional attunement become forms of foreplay that build profound anticipation. Men who embrace this slower rhythm often discover a deeper level of pleasure themselves. The connection becomes less about technique and more about energy. It becomes an exchange, not a task. So take your time. Let the kiss last longer. Pause between caresses. Speak less, feel more. When you meet a mature woman in this slow, conscious space, she responds with intensity and vulnerability. Slowness, in her world, isn't boring, it's electric. It allows desire to unfold, trust to deepen, and passion to explode in ways that fast intimacy never could. For the man willing to match her pace, she becomes unforgettable. Number 4, she craves emotional safety. For mature women, emotional safety is not just nice to have, it's non-negotiable. After a lifetime of experiences, many women have grown tired of shallow intimacy and unspoken expectations. What they crave now is not just physical closeness, but emotional connection. They want to feel safe being their full selves, desires, fears, fantasies, and all. When that emotional safety is present, everything else flows naturally. Without it, even the most skillful touch can feel empty. Emotional safety means she can speak her truth without being judged. It means she can express what feels good, and what doesn't, without worrying about hurting a man's ego. It means she can be vulnerable, playful, or even wild, knowing she won't be criticized or dismissed. When a man provides that safe space, she blooms. Her guard drops, her passion rises, and her presence deepens. Many men underestimate the power of emotional attunement. They focus on techniques, forgetting that the heart is just as important as the body. But here's the truth. A mature woman's arousal often begins in the heart. If she doesn't feel emotionally secure, her body won't fully engage. What creates this safety? It's not complicated. Listen more. Be present. Be honest. Show her that you're not just there for pleasure, but for connection. Respect her boundaries. Encourage her voice. These small actions build massive trust. And when trust is built, she becomes a lover unlike any other. She's generous, responsive, and fully alive in the moment. Her sensuality becomes a gift, not a performance. But it all begins with emotional safety. So if you want her passion, earn her trust. Show up fully, not just with your hands, but with your heart. Once she feels safe, she won't hold back. Number 5, performance doesn't impress her. By the time a woman reaches maturity, she's seen past the glossy illusions of romance and intimacy. She's experienced the fumbling attempts, the overconfident lovers, the scripted gestures, and she's no longer interested in performance. What impresses her now isn't how long you last, how sculpted your body is, or how many moves you've mastered. It's presence, authenticity, connection. Mature women are turned off by pretense. They can sense when a man is trying to impress instead of trying to connect. And while youthful energy might have once been enough, now it's emotional honesty that turns them on. When a man drops the act and simply shows up as himself, open, grounded, curious, she responds. Why? Because realness is rare, and that's what she values most. She's not interested in being wowed, she's interested in being seen. She wants a man who listens, who asks, who adapts. She doesn't expect perfection. In fact, she's probably made peace with her own imperfections and is more likely to embrace yours. What she wants is someone who's there, not just physically, but emotionally and energetically. The irony is, when a man stops performing and starts connecting, the intimacy becomes far more passionate and satisfying for both. There's less pressure, more spontaneity. Less ego, more exploration. That's when the real magic happens. So forget the performance. Let go of the script. Be present. Laugh. Ask questions. Get lost in the moment with her. That's what she remembers, not the act, but the energy. And when you stop trying to be impressive, you become irresistible. For mature women, the greatest turn-on isn't the show, it's the soul behind it. Number 6. Touch means everything now. As women mature, their relationship with touch changes in profound and beautiful ways. Touch is no longer just about arousal, it becomes a sacred language of love, trust, and presence. For a mature woman, how you touch her outside the bedroom matters just as much, if not more, than what you do inside it. A warm hug, a gentle caress, a reassuring hand on her back, these gestures speak volumes. Over time, Her skin may become more sensitive, and her senses more refined. She can feel when a touch is rushed or disconnected, and she instantly knows when it's tender and meaningful. What used to ignite passion with speed and intensity now unfolds with softness, warmth, and patience. The truth is, mature women feel deeper, because they've lived deeper. Non-sexual touch often opens the door to sexual desire. It builds anticipation, emotional closeness, and trust. And once she feels emotionally engaged, her body responds with heightened sensitivity and eagerness. A man who understands the power of intentional touch, who moves slowly, attentively, and without an agenda, will awaken her in ways that are both physical and emotional. Many men underestimate the erotic power of the smallest gestures. A touch on her hand during conversation, stroking her hair while watching a movie, a kiss on her neck for no reason at all. These moments signal to her, "I see you. I cherish you. I desire you." When a mature woman feels adored in the everyday, she opens fully in the intimate. Her passion is no longer fueled by spontaneity alone. It's nurtured by consistency, presence, and care. So remember, to touch her body, touch her heart first. And do it often, because to a mature woman, touch is everything. It's the way love is spoken without words. Number 7. Fantasy still excites her. Many people assume that mature women no longer have sexual fantasies, or that they've somehow outgrown their imagination. That's far from the truth. In fact, fantasy becomes even more important as women age. With life experience, emotional depth, and the confidence to own their desires, mature women often have richer, more detailed, and more creative fantasies than they did in their younger years. But here's the difference: now, they're less afraid to admit them. A mature woman may fantasize about being seduced slowly, about trying something daring, or about deep emotional surrender. The specifics vary, but the core truth is the same: she still wants. And her fantasies are not just physical. They often include elements of story, meaning, and trust. They may involve passion, power, tenderness, or roleplay. And she doesn't want to just keep them in her head. She wants a partner she can trust enough to share them with. The most fulfilling experiences happen when her partner listens without judgment, responds with curiosity, and respects her emotional boundaries. This makes her feel seen and accepted, allowing her to open up even more. When you show genuine interest in her fantasies, you're telling her, "I want to know the real you." Contrary to stereotypes, mature women aren't less adventurous. They're just more selective about who they explore with. When they feel emotionally safe, they can be shockingly playful, sensual, and bold. So don't assume her fire has faded. Ask her what excites her. Explore her imagination. Create space for her to express the hidden desires she's carried for years. Because once she feels the freedom to share her fantasies, she becomes electric, and her intimacy, unforgettable. Conclusion. Thank you for joining me today. These 7 secrets reveal what many don't understand about mature women's sexuality, how it's rich, confident, and deeply emotional. If you want to build stronger, more passionate connections, start by embracing these truths. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to stay updated with more eye-opening content. Share this video with someone who could benefit from it. And if you have any thoughts or questions, please leave them in the comments. I read every one. Until next time, keep exploring and honoring the beauty of intimacy at every stage of life.